In a quaint little town, Sparkle discovered something quite unusual. Our story begins with Sparkle, a bright-eyed and adventurous girl who always had an insatiable curiosity for the world around her. One sunny afternoon, while exploring her grandmother's attic, she stumbled upon something that piqued her interest: an old, dusty backpack. This was no ordinary backpack, mind you. It had a certain charm about it, an aura of magic that was impossible to ignore. Intrigued, Sparkle couldn't help but investigate. The backpack was heavy, filled with odds and ends, but what caught her attention the most was a piece of parchment peeking out from one of the zipped compartments. Carefully, she pulled out the parchment. It was a map, beautifully drawn and aged, like it was from another time. It was detailed with intricate illustrations of trees, rivers, and mountains. But what was most intriguing was the title that read, "The Enchanted Forest." The name alone filled Sparkle's heart with wonder and excitement. As she traced the paths on the map with her finger, she could imagine the enchanted forest it led to, filled with talking animals, friendly fairies, and hidden treasures. This was not just a map, it was an invitation to a world filled with magic and marvels, a world that was waiting to be explored. What was this enchanted forest? Who drew this map? And why was it in this magical backpack? Questions swirled around in Sparkle's mind. She had always dreamt of going on an adventure, and here was her chance. Without a second thought, she packed the map into the backpack, ready to embark on this magical journey. Little did Sparkle know that this was the beginning of a magical adventure. As she shouldered the backpack, a sense of anticipation filled the air. She was about to step into a world of unknown, a world of magic, and embark on the adventure of a lifetime. As Sparkle followed the map, she found herself in the heart of an enchanted forest. This was no ordinary forest. The leaves on the trees shimmered with a gentle glow, and the air was filled with the soft hum of magic. The forest was alive with voices, each one belonging to a different creature. Over there was a squirrel, chattering away about his collection of shiny pebbles, and up in the trees a group of birds was singing a captivating melody that echoed through the forest. But the forest wasn't just filled with talking animals. Sparkle could see flashes of light darting between the trees, and she soon realized these were friendly fairies. They were tiny, with wings that glittered like diamonds. They giggled and whispered, their voices as delicate as the rustling of leaves. Sparkle could hardly believe her eyes. She had stumbled upon a world where magic was as common as air. But it wasn't just the magic that amazed her. It was the kindness and camaraderie she witnessed. The squirrel shared his pebbles with a hedgehog who was overjoyed by the gesture. The birds sang a lullaby to a sleepy rabbit, their voices soothing and gentle. And the fairies, they sprinkled a bit of their magic dust on a wilting flower, bringing it back to life in an instant. And then there were the hidden treasures. Sparkle spotted gleaming gems nestled among the roots of the trees and golden fruits hanging from the branches. There were secret nooks filled with enchanting objects, a mirror that showed your dreams, a book that told your story, a feather that could make you fly. Each treasure was extraordinary, and yet they were all part of the everyday magic of the forest. Sparkle was in awe. She was a part of this incredible world, even if just for a moment. She could hear the laughter of the fairies, the chatter of the animals, and the rustling of the leaves. She could feel the magic in the air, and it filled her with a sense of wonder and joy. In this magical place, Sparkle was about to learn some very important lessons. In the enchanted forest, Sparkle met creatures who would become her friends. As she ventured deeper into the woods, she encountered a fairy trapped under a fallen log. The fairy was small and delicate, her wings fluttering in distress. Sparkle, without a second thought, gently lifted the log, freeing the fairy. A simple act of kindness, but to the fairy, it meant the world. They shared a moment, a connection, and Sparkle felt a warmth in her heart. This was the first seed of friendship sown in the enchanted forest. Sparkle then came across a squirrel, its tiny belly rumbling with hunger. She reached into her magical backpack and pulled out a handful of nuts. The squirrel's eyes lit up and it quickly scampered over to share the food. As Sparkle watched the squirrel munch happily, she realized that sharing not only brings joy to others but also enriches our own lives. Another lesson of friendship learned. Further into the forest, Sparkle met a group of butterflies. They were vibrant and full of life, fluttering around in a mesmerizing dance. Sparkle joined in their play, laughing and twirling with them. The butterflies showed her that friendship also meant sharing moments of joy and fun. It was another beautiful aspect of friendship that Sparkle learned that day. Through her interactions with the fairy, the squirrel, and the butterflies, Sparkle discovered the essence of friendship. She experienced firsthand the joy of helping others, the satisfaction of sharing, and the fun of playing together. These magical creatures, despite being different from her, showed her that friendship transcends all boundaries. And so, in the heart of the Enchanted Forest, amidst the chattering animals and the whispering trees, Sparkle realized, friendship isn't about whom you've known the longest. It's about who came and never left. It was here that Sparkle learned the true power of kindness and teamwork. In the heart of the Enchanted Forest, a hidden treasure awaited. But this was no ordinary quest. Sparkle and her newfound friends, the talking animals and friendly fairies, would need to combine their strengths and talents to succeed. The journey was filled with obstacles, a river too wide to cross, a cliff too high to climb, and a riddle too challenging to solve. But Sparkle, with her heart brimming with kindness, was always ready to lend a hand. She helped the squirrel swim across the river. She encouraged the rabbit to jump over the cliff, and she brainstormed with the owl to solve the riddle. Her kindness wasn't just a trait, it was a tool that helped her friends overcome their fears and challenges. And in return for her kindness, her friends helped her too. They showed her the secret paths of the forest, shared their wisdom, and stood by her side every step of the way. They didn't just help because they wanted the treasure. They helped because Sparkle had shown them kindness, and they wanted to return it. This was teamwork in its truest form. They finally reached the hidden treasure marked on the map. But to their surprise, it wasn't gold or jewels. It was a mirror, reflecting back the team of friends who had worked together, helped each other, and grown closer in the process. Sparkle realized then that the treasure wasn't about material possessions. It was the journey they had taken, the obstacles they had overcome, and the bonds they had formed. It was the lessons of kindness and teamwork she had learned, and the friendships she had made. In the end, Sparkle discovered that the real treasure was the friendships she made and the lessons she learned. With a heart full of new experiences and a backpack full of memories, Sparkle returned home. She waved goodbye to the chatty squirrels, the friendly fairies, and the wise old owl, promising to visit again. As she journeyed back, she held dear the adventure she had embarked on and treasured the lessons of friendship, kindness, and teamwork she learned. And so Sparkle's magical adventure came to an end, but she knew this was just the beginning of many more to come.